All right, so which one of us is going to do the summary?
I got it.
Oh, no. I got it.
No.
How about you both got it? One of you says it and the other one waits like 30 seconds. And then
Okay, no. Wait. No, I got this. We do it in 3 parts. Hold on.
3 parts?
Yeah.
Wait, 3
I'm
parts?
ad-libbing the middle. The second part, I'll be ad-libbing personally.
But no.
No. Hear me out. So, I can say the line I was going to say, or you could just trust me. Okay.
I don't trust you. Every single time I have to trust you, it always ends in disaster.
You're going to ruin this one cool bit for us, aren't you?
I can't wait.
Bro, I'm about to make it 10 times better. Don't you worry.
All right. Put my M&Ms down. Nothing.
Wait for it.
Happened.
That was so lame.
All right, well,
Fuck off.
you really built
that
up
was the
that
biggest
for...
letdown I've ever heard.
Listen, you guys let yourself hyped up, all right?
Was that supposed to be a How I Met Your Mother joke? Is that what we're...
we're just
Or do you not
sitcom
even know
now.
that
was
one?
this like a legend? Wait for it, dairy.
Yeah, that was like the inspiration. Like, listen, you guys hyped yourself up. I don't know what you were expecting from this.
No, you're the one that literally just hyped this bit.
No, I didn't. I just said I wanted to add something.
You really hyped it. You're like, yo, I'm gonna make it better. And
He said, trust me. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Trust me.
You brought wait for it to the table. That is the definition of hype.
He said, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to hear it and you're going to love it. But we didn't love it. So here we are.
You can tell that Jordy's serious because he's using his extra deep voice right now.
Yeah, he's using his dad voice on
Definitely
us.
not dying. Definitely not dying.
Definitely not ill or any other reason. He's just using his extra deep voice. So yeah, we're here again. This is a late one for us for whatever reason.
Maybe if Dylan puts like an extra silence in there, Justin's bit will be cool.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of hoping we would just nix a summary and then just like have Kuma being like, "You will now give yourself up and sacrifice yourself for your captain and his pain," and then we'll just call it good. That was my version of the summary, to be honest.
I think it would have been funny if you
Kuma.
just used Pain's dialogue from Naruto.
You shall know true pain.
And now for something completely different.
Hold on. I like Devin's plan here. This is good.
All right, bye. Hold on. All right, so we got a few things that happened these eps.
Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
Nothing happened, bro. What are you on about?
Did you even listen to the summary?
Yeah, I did.
You waited for it and everything.
Yeah, right. I'll just ask you, what did you guys think of the nothing that happened?
I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say. It sounds like you don't have a lot of good to say, though.
I hope it doesn't sound good, and I'm about to be mad at you.
So I'm going to preface this with some minor backstory. So Crystal watched these episodes with me.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yep. On top of that, she did an edible before that.
Okay.
This happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, nothing happened, but this happened.
So most of the time throughout this episode, I kept getting asked the same question, which is, am I just high or is this shit don't make any sense?
I feel like it's definitely the first part.
She's too far gone. Like she could have been so completely stone cold sober and not understood what was happening.
Exactly my
We're
point.
375 episodes deep. Nothing is going to make sense anymore.
No, but the craziness of everything that happens in these episodes, I literally audibly like went, what the actual fuck?
It's a very fair reaction.
What is happening? I paused 5 times. I was like, what is going on? What is this? What am I watching? Like, I'm not even like necessarily impressed or like sure, like it was epic, like what happened in these episodes, but there was no explanation for anything. None whatsoever.
What is there to explain?
How do paws do that?
Oh,
Here we go.
okay. That's
Question Devil Fruit. Stop doing
Yeah,
that.
there's a very glaring elephant in the room with the connection between paw fruit that gives a man the paws of an animal and being able to dispel whatever you feel like it.
All right. So, once upon a time, I'm actually glad you brought this up because, once upon a time, I remember Christian saying that he was kind of looking forward to some of the weird devil fruits that we have out in the world. And he was curious to know, like, one of the like strangest interpretations, and which is why when he first like got on Robin's case for being like, wow, this is a really weird interpretation of flower, I'm like, I don't know, she's sprouting, like that sounds right to me. And he's like, yeah, but it's like kind of wild. So this is really the guy, and he's actually low-key, this guy's got one of my favorite fucking powers of the whole fucking franchise. I love this fruit.
His power is busted.
It's broken as shit.
It is big
It's the
busted.
most broken power we've run into. He's the
I don't know
best.
about that one. He's not a Logia type. Relax.
No, it doesn't matter. This dude will ruin almost any of these Logia types, dude.
would.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know about this one, Chief.
He can move himself at like the speed of light, basically, because I'm sure his instant transmission is just him aiming his paws at the ground and dispelling the air super quickly that way, and so he just teleports wherever he wants. But not only does he have this destructive power, he can also heal any damage. You're just free of pain. He could probably, I'm assuming he can do it to himself, or maybe it doesn't matter. Because wait, guess what? He's a fucking robot too.
The moment I saw him shoot lasers out of his mouth, I audibly screamed, "What the fuck is this happening right now? What is going on? Nothing makes sense. What is going on? There's no order. It's just chaos."
I can get we get the whole pacifista, and this dude is a product of Vegapunk again, who's a name we've heard yet again, but we'll probably not get an explanation for. I was just at this point, we're getting so many weapons that have consumed devil fruits that I'm starting to lose my mind.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's peel this back a little bit. I want to clarify some things. So, first of all, Kuma is a person first, a weapon second. Okay, so he is a human weapons project by the world government. So he was a dude who had the paw power, which is the first not Logia that has ever made me be like, oh, I would absolutely give up my ability to swim to have that fucking power. That is a sick ass power, because it's broken as shit, obviously. Way too easy. But he was a dude who had the paw power, but then aligned himself with the government, and then just so happened to like work with Vegapunk, blah, 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 blah. And then Vegapunk slowly but surely turned him into the human weapon. So his natural human powers are the paw stuff. But then like the fact that he can like shoot a laser from his mouth, and that he's like made of like literally impenetrable armor. Yeah, that's the part where he became a human weapon or whatever. So he is not an android. He is a cyborg similar to Frankie. He was a human first. Put into.
He doesn't like to be called cyborg though.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be called a cyborg or whatever.
It's a slur.
Right, yeah, he considers it a slur. But he became a pacifista after his relationship with the world government was established.
Definition of what a pacifist is.
Yeah, he's keeping the peace through violence.
Peacekeeper with extra steps.
Yeah, you just insert any anti-hero here.
That's any soldier.
Pretty much.
Yeah, or just the army in general.
Everything doesn't make sense. How did he Kaioken or spirit bomb the air together and compress I don't get it. What is going on?
That's like the most believable part of his power.
Yeah, compressed air.
He's dispelling the air in between. I mean, the size of it is kind of ridiculous, but the dispelling the air into each of his hands and compressing it inwards, that makes sense to me, I guess, in a weird way.
How does this relate to paws?
No, that's the problem. Is like where does the dispelling literally anything you feel like it come into play with the words paw? Maybe is there a Japanese translation we're missing here or something? Is there a play on words that isn't being given to us right now? Or did Oda just say, I want to give this guy bear paws?
That is a great question.
But I want to go back real quick to the what he did to Perona thing, because my initial thought of his powers was that it was the answering his questions bit or whatever. Now I'm led to believe that the question is more of a joke on Kuma's part, because when you answer him, he sends you there using his power.
Yeah. That is the implication here.
Yeah, Mori just goes like, I can't even be bothered. I've seen so many idiots fall for this. I don't want anything to do with this.
Can I just make a random comment? I was about to just Google pawpaw fruit to like look for something I was trying to figure out, and I Googled pawpaw fruit in those exact words, and I was given the pawpaw, which is a fruit native to eastern United States and Canada, and that's not what I was expecting at all.
An actual fruit?
Yep, it's called pawpaw.
I'm a level with you, dog. I think that y'all just need to accept that the point is that Oda was like, I want this guy to be able to deflect and reflect. So I'm gonna put paw pads on his hands and call it a day.
You'll never get me to change. This shit don't make sense.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it though? Like he can do whatever he wants.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
How does a pet paw or any animal paw resemble reflecting anything?
By the power of creation and narrative choice, Devin. Literally doesn't need any other explanation.
Bullshit is what you're explaining.
Do you need to have some logical sense with every superpower that you ever see in any anime? Well, then you are going to be sorely mistaken on a lot of anime, my guy.
It doesn't need to make scientific fact. I just want it to relate to the rule that Oda set for himself. Is that all of these?
When did he set this rule?
Every single power we've come across has had a connection to whatever the fruit is. This has zero connection. He was just like,
disagree.
Give me the connection then.
He can only reflect from the pause.
But why?
That's it. That's the because rules. Because that's what he does.
Because devil fruits.
No. Luffy is the rubber man because he can stretch like rubber.
No, you're conflating like logical connections to rules, and that's just not how this works.
Robin, I can excuse because of the fact of she blooms a bunch of arms everywhere. The flower, sure, it's a stretch, but it fits the system. Smoker, he does smoke things. Ace, he burns things. How does a paw reflect?
Because Oda said so.
I really didn't think we were going to be spending this much
I didn't
time
either.
on this part.
This is just a stupid argument.
It doesn't make sense.
Moving on. What's next? What else you got? Also, Bread Boy, for earlier when we started, it sounded like you maybe had an explanation for pawpaw usage, or is that just me guessing or presuming rather?
Well, no, they just want something bigger than the reflection is innate to the devil fruit, but you can only do it through the palms. But apparently that's where we draw the line. We can't, and not to mention that it's kind of gimped in the fact that you can only reflect from the paw pads. He can't just reflect all over his body. It has to be the paw pads, which is a small gimp on an otherwise overly broken ass power. Don't get me wrong.
My dude will be sick of handball.
Like, imagine if he could just reflect, and if they gave him this much power, but he could just do it all over his body. Like, what if he had, like, the deflect fruit, where he's just like, yeah, I deflect anything I want.
That would make sense. That would make sense if the name was Deflect. I would not have a problem with any of this if it was that. It's purely based on the fact that it's paw. It does not make sense.
And he uses his paws.
How do paws deflect that? Cross that boundary for me.
Don't know, don't care.
Why do you need that link?
Because
though?
that's the part that's annoying the ever-loving shit out of me.
I think we got to move on from this. So Kuma, which by the way, in case anyone's interested or whatever, it sounds like we have a bit of a schism in the party over this guy. I love this guy, by the way. He's one of my favorite characters in the show.
No, but Kuma's great. This is the only thing I had problems with for the most part.
100% agreed. He's a great character. I love seeing everything that he's doing. I love it.
I'm mad at Oda, not Kuma.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Now.
Okay. I'm going to say something that I probably shouldn't, but in an attempt to maybe appease you two.
No.
Okay,
shut
we're
up,
done here.
shut
Nope,
up,
we're done here.
Shut
Bye.
up. You're going to just start shit again. I don't want to hear it.
No one cares about paw pads. Okay, bye.
Yep, nope.
The only other question I have is how is he able to take the pain out of Luffy and just hold it as a tangible thing?
Devil fruit.
Yeah.
Because dispel.
It's the same logic with it's the same logic with Foxy's slow-mo photons, dude. It's just a thing he does with his devil fruit,
excuse, because that's the devil fruit name, but
Welcome to anime.
That's it? You're just hung up over names, bro?
He deflected his pain.
Bro, the name doesn't have to do anything. I could call my fruit whatever. Well, now, I can name a fruit whatever it is I wanted to call it. I could just make a power completely unrelated. I just said devil fruit does this. Name doesn't really matter. The name doesn't have to imply a rule or even be related in any way, shape, or form. That's just what Oda sometimes does.
It's not sometimes. It's been every single time up to this point.
I'm sorry, guys. He gave him Pawpaw because they wanted to give him the energy of a bear, which is what I wanted to get at. Kuma happens to be another, I think, a Japanese word for bear.
Yes.
And if you happen to pay attention, there was a bunch of like bear aesthetics in there. Dude, he's just modeled after a bear. Yeah, he can deflect shit. That's like
Bears
the core of
can't
his
deflect
power or whatever.
things.
Why are we keep coming back to this?
His power is to deflect. Fucking relax about the pause. Just get over the pause. His power's to deflect, okay? But Oda was like, yeah, when I designed this guy, I want to have bear in mind. So when he came up with the power to deflect, he was like, all right, well, I'm going to only let him do it through his hands. And then as an aesthetic choice, he gave him paw pads, and then everything's designed around him is related to bear. So his name is Bartholomew Kuma Bear. Also, like his big attack where he like blew everybody up was called the Ursa Shock. Ursa, if you are, there you go. So his
I don't have a problem with his aesthetic. I don't have a problem with his name. I don't have a problem with the power. I just have a problem with the connection. That's the only thing.
All right. It's an aesthetic choice, Devin. That's the only reason it's called
I like
Paw.
the aesthetic. Don't get me wrong. I love the aesthetic. I just don't see the connection between deflecting and bear paws.
It's because there's
a
not.
Stretch.
We're done.
I was like, man, they're gonna talk about Zoro.
I can accept that a car is fast, but if it looks like the magic school bus, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, Devin. Anyway, so moving on. I don't even know where to go. Somebody else.
You know what? I got a fun fact for the first time in months. Bartolomeo Kuma's favorite foods are honey and salmon because bear. Now, can we finally talk about Zoro and how this sets of episodes? Like, Zoro is already one of my favorite characters throughout the whole show from beginning to up until this point we just reached. But these sets of episodes definitively put Zoro in my number one slot from now to Kingdom Come.
All right, but Sanji better be number 2 because he was right next to him. Right there.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what? Yeah.
You want to jump all in on the Zoro, but there are a couple other characters in here that deserve a little bit of recognition.
I
First
like
of all,
Sanji, yes, but it's more so for fighting style. And as time goes on, he has like just quirks and tropes I just don't appreciate that like put me off. Luffy, I don't hate Luffy, but I don't know. I just like Luffy's just pro tag, and that's cool, and he does cool stuff as being the pro tag. He gets all these cool, features and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the same argument goes the other way. Sanji has more of a personality than Zoro because Zoro is just stoic. Which is why you like him.
That's fair. That's fair. Like, if you like Sanji more than Zoro, okay, I probably still hate you a little bit. But like, I can understand why you would do that.
My argument for this is that I like Zoro in these episodes way more, and I hate Sanji for what he did because Sanji was just stealing Zoro's fucking moment.
You're gonna say he was just stealing his thunder? That's what.
And then Zoro vibe checked his ass.
I think you're taking this like too vain or too superficially. These are two dudes trying to save their crew, and they both willing to sacrifice themselves.
I'm not saying that that's not commemorable, but it just feels like he's trying to take the thunder away from Zoro.
I think that impression comes from the fact that like Sanji's trying to like go toe to toe and like puff out his chest.
He's recognized that Zoro's goal is a lot more ambitious than his. He just wants to find a single location. Doesn't really require much besides just traveling.
Yeah, but Zoro's commitment is way stronger than Sanji, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm saying it.
Yeah, Sanji recognizes that the ambition of Luffy and Zoro both separately are greater than his own in this moment. And I'm glad we're here really quick because I just want to remind the team at home this small character arc from your boy back in the day. If y'all remember way, way, way back into the East Blue, where Sanji was just before he came onto the crew or whatever, and then Mihawk came into the picture. Way back then, episode like whatever 20 or 30 or whatever the fuck it was. At one point, Sanji, after Zoro was facing off against Mihawk, and Zoro basically gave up, his swords broke, whatever, and he said Mihawk like, all right, fucking take me. And as he was getting slashed and falling into the ocean, Sanji was literally screaming from the sidelines before he got into the skirmish. What the fuck is the matter with you? Why would you do this? Like, you should be like absolutely trying to keep yourself alive. Like, your life is more important than whatever stupid fucking ambition you think you have in this world. Cut to now, 300 episodes later, It's a full circle character arc, dog. Like he recognizes how important it is. Why we're not gonna recognize that? Like, we're just gonna
I'm here with you. I'm there with you.
Zoro vibe.
Yeah, but he's also throwing away his own dream. Then
that's not really a full story circle. A full circle.
No.
Like coming up
Don't
with
take away Sanji's recognition. I think you can recognize the fact that's kind of sad that Sanji doesn't have that same level of he
doesn't value his own dream as much as he does Zoro's dream.
That's sad, but I don't think you should use that take away from the fact that like he's being a bro to the crew. He's like, man, like I may be like, in a weird way of phrasing, it's like I may have like low self-worth or whatever, however you want to phrase it, but like I see like the goals and ambitions of my friends, and I want them to like continue living to do that. So like me as like, in his eyes, I guess the what's the word, like the last man out, or like the weak link in the chain, or I can't think of the euphemism to use here, but like he's willing to be like, hey, like you guys don't need me to like reach your goals or even need me in the crew in that way. So like I'll take the L here.
I'm just as ready to sacrifice myself as he is. I've fed people my whole life, and now I'll feed the worms. Hey, do me a favor. Tell everyone I'm sorry I couldn't say goodbye. I hate to put you guys out, but it looks like you'll have to find a new cook.
Bro, that was rough.
But back to the original point, we all know Zoro is the MVP here. But people sleep on the Sanji on the side. He would have done it if Zoro wasn't there. He would have done it.
I just think it's a very low blow to say that he only did it to updo Zoro.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that was the point. The point, I don't think he thought it that way at all. But in Zoro's whole aesthetic of honor and all that, it seems a little bit like, he's pitying Zoro or
pity.
Yeah, he's this
is a brotherhood. What?
I want to chime in on this. I was thinking about this as I was waiting to come home. Zoro is the stoic, cool, badass character, and that is sometimes all he's categorized as to a fault. I think these episodes and other moments in the past and the future, I guess, at least for me, remind me what it is to be the captain's right-hand man, or I guess in more specific terms, like the first mate.
He's the rock, the anchor.
Yeah, he's the guy who, my captain's away, I'm in charge now. Like you can see it when they start fighting oars, where he's like, okay, I'm taking charge, I'm gonna go 1v1 this guy, and he's arguing with Usopp and stuff like that.
Last week, I didn't talk about it enough. Those fights are really amazing, dude. I was gonna give it to the animators, but I couldn't talk, so I was like,
facts. God bless them. He's
so good.
God bless the animators in these eps, though. Like, you can tell, like, the majority of the budget was in these, like, 3 episodes, to be honest.
They dumped it all into the Kuma bucket, dude. They had a tip jar, and all of the money went into the one labeled Kuma. They threw a few bucks in the Zoro one. Somebody put a nickel in Sanji's for this moment.
Let's be realistic here. It was like little bags of rice. They're like, put extra rice in here.
Yeah.
But going back to what I was trying to say, this just reinforces that idea that I have, that I feel like people overlook, that Zoro comes in clutch and he's like really dependable, especially when Luffy's not there. I think this is maybe not the first time. I think that'd be wrong to say, because I think the first time he proves this is
last time he was knocked the fuck out, or when Luffy was knocked out, and he was like, "Hey, yo, we got to make a decision."
I was thinking more of maybe that's true, but I was thinking more the first memory that came to mind was back in Water 7, when Zoro is telling Luffy, he's like, "Don't let Usopp back on this crew."
That's exactly what I was talking.
That's
about.
what he was referring to. But
there's the don't let Usopp back in without him be the first one to come to it. There was also I remember back when we talked about it too, that I didn't notice. I think Isaac pointed it out when Usopp and Luffy first had their big fight. Everyone like raced outside after Usopp left, except for Zoro and Luffy. And Zoro waited for Luffy to hit first before Zoro was like, all right, I'm a follow.
That was a little detail I didn't catch.
That's a good little detail. Zoro, time and time again, recognizes his position behind Luffy's authority, primary authority. And I would also say that neither him nor Sanji in this time can be blamed for saying, well, their ambition is greater than mine, because they both do it. You know, Zoro says that, yeah, I aspire to be the greatest swordsman on the planet, but Luffy's going to be king of the pirates.
Just hearing him scream, Luffy's going to be king of the pirates. Oh,
you possess that much ambition, and yet you're willing to give it all up and exchange your life for his?
The way things are looking, I don't see any other way to save the rest of my crew. What's the point of having ambition if I can't even save my captain? Luffy is the man who become king of the pirates!
Zoro just proves time again that, like, one, he's there to take up the not kind of captain mantle when Luffy's not around, but also, like, he's always looking out for him. He's like, yo, Luffy's not around, I'm gonna defend the crew. Because that's normally that's kind of Luffy's job most of the time, like, in a not so always direct way.
If Sanji goes out, who's under him? Is it Usopp? Nami?
I think it would be Nami.
I'm going to go with a solid Nami here.
What about fighting-wise? I can see Nami being the leader, but what about fighting-wise?
Fighting
probably
potential?
Are you saying, like, power level underneath Sanji?
Yeah.
Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Robin, 100%.
I don't know if she can actually hold her own against a fight.
Against who? If we had an internal
against a powerhouse, like I can see her crowd controlling. I don't see her like doing a powerhouse.
Yeah, but out of the rest of the people that are out of Nami, Usopp, Chopper, and who am I missing? Frankie.
I think Frankie can do it.
I think Frankie is the one to take out a powerhouse, like in next in line kind of situation. I don't think Robin fits that role. I think Robin is really good for like.
You think Robin could take care of a Sea King? Or Frankie can kill a Sea King.
I think Robin could take care of a Sea King.
Nah.
She just clutches it.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
The clutch a Sea King. Remember the last time she tried to clutch a sea creature? Remember last time?
All right, well, that was that they cheated and had no bones.
Actually, wait a minute. He's got a point, though.
I don't know.
Like,
Robin is good at combat in very specific ways that are always useful, but like she ain't out here going to be like soloing a Yonko or a Shishibukai like the rest of them.
Yeah, but she's the only one willing to kill, which makes her better.
That too.
Oh, she keeps saying that, but I don't think she's actually ever killed anybody.
We have evidence of one specific kill that we watched in Skypiea where she hanged a man.
There was no body.
He never came back.
I can say that as long as they never come back, we might as well assume they're dead.
It's a kid's show. They're not going to show you any bodies.
Then you of all people should know that person might come back.
Hey, but they haven't yet, and that's all that matters.
If he comes back, I'm going to be mad because we just watched that dude get his neck yoinked.
There should also be like no reason for him to come back.
Something we skipped over was the shadows. They went back to all the randoms out in sea.
Yeah.
Those were some pretty good scenes. I like those scenes.
I enjoyed it.
Cool.
I like getting a little bit of like recognition over some of the other like stupid zombie characters that we've had over the course of the arc, and getting like a little bit of
that mini novella we had where some
with,
like maid
Sindri's. It was Sindri. It was the one that had because she mentions hating plates.
The plates not give it away.
Maybe are we talking about the same character? I'm thinking about the maid who was like, working for some. That was Sindri?
And she drops a bunch of plates. Look, the only indicator they give you is that she goes, man, up until this point, I really hated plates for some reason, and now I don't.
That flew over my head.
It's back. My reflection. I can see it.
What's all the fuss about, Margarita?
My shadow. My shadow has returned after all this time.
What? It just returned?
Completely went over my head.
Too busy looking at Zoro, man.
You right?
I do want to get into a little bit more about Kuma, though. So I will say that regardless of your overall feelings of his presence, him showing up, he kind of served as like a major vibe check for the heroes here.
Oh, yeah.
How did they survive? How did they
Don't worry about
survive?
it.
Air.
Don't worry
It's just
about
air.
it. Listen, just air. Just air, he
It's just
says.
air. It's compressed air. What do you want?
Bro, compressed air has killed people.
It's like
You
hyper
ever get hit
compressed
by
air.
what the fuck is that called? Leaf blower? That thing hits you.
That's
Doesn't
not
die
even
die from it.
close to comparable.
This is like a air tank,
This is literally like a hydrogen bomb.
Okay, not. I mean, it kind of pictured that way, animated that way. Yes, but
I'm imagining like the force of like a power washer, but with air instead.
Yeah,
a power washer can cleave straight through you with some of the higher end PSI ones. This feels exactly like that, but with air.
Those are focused in. This is like a big blast.
Okay, imagine you have like an air tank, like something you use to blow up balloons at like a store or whatever. Imagine that just exploding. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you just hit it with air.
That's not how it goes. They really double down on it too, with all of the destruction that happens on Thriller Bark, and then they zoom out and they've got this gigantic dome of just released pressurized air, and they make it look for a second like Thriller Bark has just been erased off of the map. and then we come back the next episode and really nothing's changed on the island except that all of the bodies of the people that aren't dead are strewn about everywhere.
This served as like a bit of a vibe check. Kuma being here doing his
The question is if they passed the vibe check.
They passed the mental game vibe check. They did not pass the physical test.
Yeah.
They barely passed the physical test for Moria, and even then I would argue they don't deserve it still, but it happened. So
I actually have a question for Christian really quick before you chime in, Justin. So I know last week specifically you were kind of upset that we were rampaging through all these warlords that one after another. Is this a little bit of a relief for you? Do you feel a little bit better seeing that they actually fight back from time to time?
Yeah. I mean, it feel I might have left the podcast if they did any damage to Kuma whatsoever in this situation.
I mean, they could have shoulder.
Did he? Because Kuma just kind of like pulled his
sleeve back up.
Yeah, he pulled his sleeve back up and magically sewed it back together with his dispel power. By the way,
no bots in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure the shirt is mini robots also.
Dude, it's always magnets.
No,
that's a secret to everything.
They did not scratch a single thing. Kuma's gonna go back. Kuma's not going back to the chop shop and buffing out his shoulder. He's going back and he's reading another Bible verse.
Yeah, why does he still have, they never explained that either. Why does he have a Bible?
That's just his aesthetic. That there's
I
he's just
get
there
it now. I get why he has a Bible.
Tell me why. I actually want to know if you know why.
He's gonna repel them demons, yo.
Okay, that's not where I thought you were going with this, but I respect that. I haven't dove too deep on why there's such a biblical aesthetic for Kuma for whatever particular reason. Well, speaking of vibe check, can we talk about the vibe check Kuma gave Frankie? Frankie's out here is like, I don't understand how little Kid and Paws are going to like hurt anyone, and then he just bodies him.
Kuma was not going to stand for that disrespect, dude.
But if this guy's power is kitten hands, what are we worried about?
I'm disappointed, Cyborg Frankie. If that's the extent of your power, you should keep your mouth shut.
It was immediate, too. No sooner had the words left his mouth than Frankie was eating the rocks in the wall 100 feet behind him.
It was so good, dude.
Oh, right. That reminds me. I never answered about the vibe check part. I don't think the Straw Hats passed the vibe check from Kuma, but I think they were, helped out by the No Child Left Behind Act, and they said, hey, you're alive, you can keep going, but you definitely didn't pass this test.
All right, Justin, only like half the population's going to get that.
Yeah, that's being generous.
It was being a little generous.
Shout out to George Bush.
But, okay, so the point, though, is that Kuma did give them, the only thing left was that Kuma was like, all right, you guys inspire me a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to kill y'all, but Zoro, oh, baby. I got something for you.
Do I have a game for you?
Yeah, he was like, well, Zoro just put me into a trap where, like, if I, like, he like, challenged his honor, basically. I think that's how Kuma phrased it. It's like, well, you challenged my honor, so I can't, like, kill you guys now, but, like, I ain't letting you walk out of here scot-free.
No, I think the best part about this, at least from a writing perspective, you can choose to hate it if you want or appreciate it. I like the fact, regardless of Kuma's power, it's really wild that he can just be like, hey, I'm going to reject all of Luffy's pain, okay? But what he does for Zoro is he basically challenges his ambition right there. Because Zoro's basically declared at this point, all right, Luffy's dream is just as important, and in this moment, more important than mine. And I accept that. But then Kuma's like, all right, bet. Fucking prove it to me right now in the most painful way possible. And he does.
The fact that he's like, hey, here, before you eat the battery, taste it. Just taste it a little.
The taste. He's like, here's all of Luffy's pain, not personified. I can't think of the word, but like, in physical form. Yes, visualize. There we go. Visualize. This is all of Luffy's pain. Here's a little sample. Gives a little bubble.
As close to death as you are already, not only will it undoubtedly kill you, it will do so painfully. Why don't you have a taste?
Yeah, the little Costco sample that he fed him.
him. He's the sample guy at the fucking Sam's Club.
Sam's Club. Zoro took one sample and he saw God. He's like,
me when I try the hot sauce at Sam's Club. Here's a little sample.
No, but I genuinely love the symbolism in this, because at the end of the day, he's physically taking on the like Luffy's baggage in this moment, standing up and being like, "All right, I'll do it," and he might die. Well, he doesn't, obviously.
Bro, he was expecting to, I think, because he was like, after he gets up, he's like, hold on, let me pick where I'm going to eat this in case I die. I want to choose where I want to die.
Pick the spot.
Yeah, I just want to pick the spot. I don't want anyone to see my body when it's over. I just want to pick the spot.
His eyes, though, they look like so bloodshot.
I wonder why.
Wonderful. My dude has busted every blood vessel in him.
That man saw Eneru's face for the second time. I tell you what.
That's the only thing that got him to come back.
Hold on, wait. This is mostly a meme in the community, but there's a potential explanation of why Zoro didn't die here.
Are you gonna say he got lost on his way to hell and or heaven? Because we've said that before. This is not the first time we've mentioned it.
But this is when like the community kind of collectively was like, oh yeah, Zoro should have died, but he got lost and came back to his body.
The Grim Reaper wasn't there to escort him to hell, so he was just kind of like, oh hey, look, busy. It's my body there. So the only other really major event that happened was we did find out that the government has plans to leave Moria's position standing, and they really just wanted Kuma to be like, all right, can you just like please get rid of these guys? They've pissed us off for the last time.
Which is interesting because now Kuma hasn't, and he's been presented as this guy who just follows orders because that's what he does. He just follows orders and doesn't care what the consequences are, why the orders have been given. But now we're presented with this situation where Kuma has disobeyed this for potentially the first time. And so now I wonder, granted, he's a warlord of the sea, so ultimately, like, what's the government gonna do to him? Like, what are they gonna
revoke him of his position and immediately kill him?
Then he goes on a rampage. Then Kuma goes on a rampage. They've created a super weapon. They took the guy with possibly the most broken power out there and turned him into an unfeeling cyborg. And so now, if he feels like it, he could just go on a rampage. What are they gonna do to him?
Right, but I feel like the Marines have tools to deal with a guy like him. Like there's no way they would keep the Shishibukai as like glorified pets if they didn't think they had a way to like, keep them in line.
You would have thought.
I loved his little Den Mushi had the same glasses on.
Yeah, I love when we see little Den Mushis that all have like,
and that's a normal sized Den Mushi too, but it looks muy pequeño in his hands, dude. Muy pequeño. It's like a toy.
Damn, Christian, pay attention to Spanish class.
Muy pequeño.
The only guy I know that ever did.
But I think we're pretty much good. I think my only fun little fact here, this is actually the first, I want to say first time that we've ever used like basically just colored manga panels to depict like reaction shots for like something serious happening in the anime or whatever. That is very rare. It does happen. This is not the last time, but they do not do this very often.
A lot of times they do the drawings, but in black and white, like the faded black and white style.
That is fair. Yes, and that does happen from time to time. But in this one, it was what was funny was that It was literally, and if you go back to the manga, if I'm not mistaken, you'll notice that during all the reaction shots, they have like these like angled panels, like of all the straws, like right before the main explosion. So that's obviously how Oda like does his manga from time to time. Like we read from like top down, right to left, whatever. You'll go through each reaction shot separately in one of those angled panels. But when you do it like in the anime, normally you'll give them like a full frame. So in this particular instance, they chose to give them the piece frame, angled frame or whatever for each individual straw, just for dramatic effect. Pretty cool. But I think that's pretty much it. Right?
I will make one more fun fact mention here. Bartholomew Kuma potentially is a reference to Bartholomew Black Bart Roberts, which is a famous Welsh pirate who, during the, and I quote, golden age of piracy, took over 400 prizes from his career. So he raided a bunch of times and has at least got 400 loot boxes.
Probably only got one legendary out of it too. Garbage drop rates.
Also, apparently, Black Bart potentially, I think he makes a feature in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. For anyone who maybe wants to, dip into that. Yeah, that's all I got.
Hell yes. Yo, but did anybody notice it though?
Was there one?
No shot.
Did I miss it?
Wait, did it?
There was one last week that we didn't mention.
I might be missing last week. Or rather, I'm mixing this week with last week. I definitely caught a Panda Man. I just don't remember if it was for last week.
There was a Panda last recording that we didn't bring up, and that
one was in a crowd shot, right?
It was. I don't remember the specific situation at the moment, but it was a member of whatever that random pirate crew that's on Thriller Bark right now, Lola's crew.
The Rolling Pirates.
Pirates.
When the Panda Man showed up, were they like already like looking at Moria, like they were in the fight area?
There was.
That's when I saw one.
The pirate, the Rolling Pirates were reacting to something happening. I don't in Luffy and Moria's fight. I'm pretty sure is what it was.
Okay, then I think we saw the same Panda Man that was for last week, so not this week.
Yeah, it was definitely I definitely didn't see any this week. So please enlighten me where he showed up today.
Oh baby. I thought it was going to be an easy one for everybody. I'm so glad that I'm the only one who saw it. I'm going to go quickly grab you guys a time stamp. And not there. It was in 376. Basically, when it was panning over Lola and the rest of the goons in the back, you see, there's one right there. Here's a timestamp. It shows it like 2 or 3 times. Really.
I wonder if it's the same one as last guy. Was he wearing a green shirt? I think he was wearing a green shirt last time.
Nah, he's shirtless.
Okay, then that's the one I saw, because I watched last week's episodes and this week's episode, or last episode's episodes and this recording's episodes at the same time. So I might have conflated them. Then I saw this Panda Man Brendan's talking about.
All right, 376, 9 minutes and 40 seconds. He's chilling. He's big chilling in the back with a shit-eating grin. You can tell this man's like, dude, bears have the coolest powers after all.
I've been vindicated, finally.
He's having the time of his life.
He's like, wow, look at him go. You go, brother. You go, bear.
He's like, goddamn bears are the fucking coolest, dude. Our paws don't make sense. It's like, when I grow up, I want to be like Kuma.
It's been a minute.
First it was Kaku being like, giraffes are cool. Then you have Panda Man looking at Kuma's like, bears are so cool.
All right, but if anyone doesn't have anything else, next week is 378 to 381, another 4-episode chunk.
The end of the arc, baby.
The end of the arc, baby.
Devin,
it's gonna be a nice little wholesome closer.
Devin,
think.
Yeah,
we never got that guy, that zombie captain that we wanted. That we wanted so desperately. I thought about that. As these episodes were ending. We never got him. We never got any satisfaction out of that.
Bullshit.
That one-off zombie commander.
0 out of 10 arc. Skip.
What if I tell you that he comes back?
The zombie comes back? Right. Yeah. I know. If you told me we met, if you told me we met the generous donor of his shadow, then I'd believe you.
All right. That's fine. I tried.
What if it was that one pirate guy that was sleeping? You know, it could be that guy, and he turned to say his random goon went. This must mean somebody beat Moria, and then he turned to the sea and went, poof. What are you, an idiot? Nobody's beating Moria.
Nobody could beat up Moria.
It's more likely that the zombie died or something like that.
Yeah, a zombie probably took a swim in the ocean like Oars did.
Yeah, probably ate a salted fish.
How do you know that happened? Probably ate some salted fish. But all right, moving on. Quotes? Anybody got quotes?
I think we all have the same quote.
Where the hell did all this blood come from? Hey, are you still alive? Where'd that paw guy go? What in the hell happened here?
What happened here? Nothing at all.
I got like 2 or 3. I just got to give a shout out. That honestly, that quiet moment when Bartholomew Kuma was like, "All right, everyone, this is the deal.
I've thought it over and I've made a decision. I will spare your lives. In exchange for this act of magnanimity, you give me the head of Straw Hat Luffy."
And it just silence, and then everyone just shouts,
This was your choice.
I love that stupid bit, dude. That's not even stupid. It's endearing in a way.
It's very indicative of how they've all felt, but never really expressed, I guess, ever.
And then the only other decent one I got, I want to shout out Zoro too. Right before he started kind of duking it out with Kuma one-on-one, before all the shit started transpiring, he had this fire line where he was telling Usopp
disaster stares you down. You've either got to step up or just get the hell out of the way. I prefer the former. Making excuses won't delay catastrophe. If I die here and now, that's as far as I was meant to go. 2-sword style. Draw! Rashomon!
All right, Golden Ham. I don't think that it's any question,
Perona.
to be honest.
We didn't give it to Perona one time throughout this whole arc.
He's going to paint Zoro as Perona.
Yeah, what do you mean? We had that time that Robin was, Perona was there. Looked awfully a lot like Robin.
You gave it to Brooke. She just happened to be there.
Spoilers, she wasn't. It was Robin with pink hair.
What?
Oh, yeah, it was Perona. Anyway, moving on to the Golden Ham this week.
Usopp Soga came.
Wait. No. We need to establish Golden Ham, because all that happened was Jordy said Perona, and then we said moving on.
We know
the winner is Zoro. The winner is Zoro.
Yo, but what if we gave it to Kuma, though? Because I just like him that much.
I like Kuma, but there's no way in hell you're convincing me to not give Golden Ham to Zoro right now.
But Kuma's so cool, dude.
But Zoro, though. This is the episode to give it to Zoro.
I'm just imagining how many people we piss off if we do give it to Kuma. I'm going Kuma.
Dude, but Kuma is so cool.
I hate you all.
I'm Zoro. You can't change my
I'm
mind.
Team Zoro here.
Damn it. Get fucked.
All right, I'm going back to Perona. You're on your own.
Yo, Kuma, if you die, though, can I have that power? Because that's a pretty cool power. I'll take that.
Bro, Paw Fruit OP.
Yeah, if you die, can I have your stuff, though?
The Paw Fruit is so good, bro. It is absolutely ridiculous.
He inspired me that Paramecias can be just as cool as Logias when I first started watching this series. Because at first I was like, Paramecias are
you
garbage.
weren't convinced by the protagonist?
Luffy's cool, but Luffy's power
Stretch is cool and fun, but fuck rubber, dude. I don't want to be Mr. Fantastic. I want to be an element. That's just so
You're not
broken.
even as good at Mr. Fantastic, because Mr. Fantastic just kind of freely stretches without the resistance to snap back.
And he can swim.
There has been no power in this entire franchise that has convinced me it would be worth taking over a Logia at any point. Not even the power of the future king of the pirates, Buggy Decline.
I got you.
Well,
because I was God's Bones Devil Fruit was pretty cool, but when you compare to Logia,
a human sword, it's
swords are cool, bro. I want to be human swords.
I'm sure,
cool.
but
like you said, it's just nothing compared to Logias. Logias are just so. I mean, being able to control an element or just control something is just so cool.
So no grab bag again, huh?
Yeah, you know what? While you're at it, why don't you just give your recommendation?
I'm not prepared.
What?
Fine. I'm going to burn this one then. Lost Ark, the game. I have been binging the fuck out of it this whole week. And oh my God, is this so much fun? It's like a mixture of like an MMORPG and Diablo. And that's just been my jam this whole week. Has just been playing Lost Ark with Juan. It's a lot of fun. It's free to play.
Nice.
We're not sponsored.
PC Master Race only.
Dab.
Easy grab back. Let's do recommendations every week now.
You don't gotta tell me twice.
Was that all one word?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like making a cheese salt pepper ketchup. Exactly.
On it, Chief. Want Bev with that?
You grab your Snapple yet?
Snapple.
Yeah, you know.
Arizona.
No, I mean, you're right. It was the first thing that came to my head for some reason. You know, my sad story. Remember that?
Oh, dude.
I remember.
I think I listened to the episode not too long ago. I'm still sad about that.
God, you guys are just so... how is this a problem? Yeah, you got a BLT, man. Like
for breakfast.
But which is already weird. We don't have to debate that.
You had a BLT for breakfast?
Not by choice.
See,
I'll tell you in a second. Bye, everybody.
Go listen to that PandaCast. Wait,
Follow
yeah, do
us
the
on
thing.
Instagram and Twitter at PandaCities. You can also send us questions at pandacities@gmail.com. And please give us a 5-star on Spotify if you got the time.
And Apple.
Because
we recently
we gotta beat Jordy's ass in this 4.9 bullshit.
Oh, yeah. You guys figured out the Apple, whatever that problem was.
Yeah, so you can now listen to Panda View on Apple Podcasts, finally figure that issue out. So for anyone who's just been, missing out because Apple's your preferred or maybe possibly only platform available to you, you're welcome.
Also follow us on MySpace, I think?
Can I leave now? No.
That's not finished yet. We're in the works on that.
Find out more about that on Panda View.
We're done.
Can I leave now? How about now?
I'm going to go get me a big egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
I'm pressing the button.
It's midnight.
It's midnight, bro. Are you telling me there's a time limit on when to get a big egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup?
Yeah, because there's nowhere open to give me one.
Where you live? I live in the hood. There's stuff always open. Look at you with your stupid suburbia lifestyle. Can't get a big egg cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup at midnight.
I'm hitting stop now.